Hi. So, I told you guys I was gonna tell you a spooky story, right? It's Halloween and everything. So, are you guys ready for a spooky story? Because I am. Is this too spooky? It looks almost like it's... Oh my god. It's kind of worrisome. What's that? I love this. Where's my knife? Which spooky story should I tell first? There's so many. So it's 5 a.m. I'm gonna start with the scariest nightmare I have. It's not a factual, real life story because it happens in my dreams. I hope it's not real life. I have this recurring dream that happens from time to time. I haven't noticed a pattern as to why it happens. When it happens, it's not when I'm too full or go to bed too hungry or because I worked a lot or will not worked at all. If I'm fine, if I have a headache, if I had a happy day, if I had a sad day, there's no pattern for when it's gonna trigger. When I least expect it, I go to bed and I have like a sequel. That's the worst, right? Because people will tell you about recurring dreams, which like they have the same dream over and over. But I have this dream that it's so sequential, weirdly. It feels like I am transported into this second reality, this second life that I have. Which is perfect because the setting is so nightmarish and like it's something that makes me want to escape so hard that it borderlines puts me in a situation where I think if this isn't a dream and I'm just trying my hardest to disassociate from that, which would be the dream in this narrative, right? So where to begin? Oh my god. There's a theme that I've noticed with this dream, which is guilt. And it kind of goes like this. The very first time I had this dream, me and a couple friends, we were on vacation on this big ass house. It was like a resort. I don't know, it was like a fancy place people go when they wanna like take a vacation and feel invigorated and get pampered with spas and you know what I'm talking about. You've seen television, that shit, all that shit. It was kinda like Oriental themed. The house had this old mansion feel to it. But it's weird because since it's a dream, who knows, right? I just feel like it has an oriental vibe to it. Maybe because I've been a weeb all my life. And I love Asian horror. But I don't feel like it was like in Japan. It doesn't feel like it was happening in Japan. Does that make sense? That's not the scary part. The scary part is, I'm there and there's like this girl, lady, person. And she takes the care. She's the owner. Not the owner, but she's the lady who like takes people around, shows the place, the person you'll go to if you need something. My friends were outside, and I was inside. And I was at the attic with her. She was showing me like old shit that was stored on the attic. There was like this sort of like office, abandoned office that was really cool and it had a lot of like very old items, artifacts, like paintings, clocks, radios, I don't know, some really antique, vintage, like fancy shit. I was really interested in that. I wanted to see that, and she was like, oh, I can show you, we have so many cool things here that it's just stored away. And I was like, yes, let me see. And we were just having this pleasant conversation about antiques. I kind of feel like I accidentally blurted something I shouldn't to her. And when she went out kind of to tell people, I don't know, something, as she was like leaving with some urgency, something happened that made me like try to reach for her. And in that motion, she lost balance and fell the ladder and broke her neck and died. And I was like, I killed her. It gets worse. I was really afraid that people were gonna find out. So, like, and like, I know it was my fault, but it kind of was like. So I hit the body. I kind of put her in a black garbage sack. And you know how houses sometimes, especially like Oriental mansions, they're elevated from the ground. And there's like, they're not touching the soil. So I kind of just pushed her body in one of those and closed it. And the dream kind of ends on that. Then cut like to like several months later, like 3 months later, I have a dream I'm back at this mansion. And I'm like, I'm back here. I'm still here. Like, I was so aware that I was there and that it was after I hit the body. And some events had passed. It was like I had amnesia. So I went to the lid, like, but it was nighttime, you know? It was nighttime, time had passed. Like, I felt like everyone had went away. Because the owner had died, the place closed down. So police could investigate. So it was nighttime, so I don't know if it was during that night or if a couple days had passed, but it was nighttime and I was back there and it gets so bad. It's horrible. That part was really dumb because I should have taken the body, but I guess because I was so scared of being stopped, with my car while driving, I dig a hole right there, like at the backyard, and it gets so much worse. I think I kinda chop her up, so the sack isn't like the shape of a person. I kinda chop her up and bury it. And that's the end of that dream. Then on the third time I had this dream, I was going on with my life and I seen the news, or because I'm passing by, that they are taking the whole place down. There's no more resort and no one to take care of it. Maybe, who cares? They are destroying the place. They are taking it down to build something new. And I think, holy fuck, they're gonna find the body. So once again, when it's nighttime, I go my way there. I trespass the working area, the construction area, while it's emptying during night. And I go to the spot where she should have been buried. And they found her. It was open. He was unburied. He was out. There he was, the hole, done and empty. And I freaked out. It's just a lot of panic from there on. Fourth time I had this dream, I'm not fucking joking. Fourth time the police is after me. They know I did it. Okay? Somehow. They know I did it. And I'm starting to freak out. And I'm like, why didn't I just tell people as soon as it happened? It's so much worse now that I've been holding this for so long. And every time I have this dream, it's so fucking real, guys, because I wake up feeling so guilty, like I've killed someone. And I'm like, I couldn't ever. I can't hurt animals. Like, I couldn't hurt a plant. I'm such a benign, like, it's just not in me. Maybe that's why makes it so nightmarish to me. It's just me suffering a repercussion from something I wouldn't even. But that's the thing, it's not that I went to kill her. She just broke her neck. But then the part where I chopped the whole body is very worrisome. I'll never forget the imagery from that. Fourth time I have this dream, it's just basically me in panic, trying to escape, trying to find a way to not be found by the police. Because I'm fairly certain that they will find me eventually. And there's a whole night of panic about that. I feel like there is many more instances of this dream, like 2 or 3. And maybe the ones I've told are scattered in between. I don't remember quite the details. I'm telling this, I chose this as a topic for today's spooky story because today I woke up at 4 a.m. from a nightmare, a horrible one, involving that. I dreamt that I was coming home with a friend. Like, we were just enjoying our day together and we were arriving at home so we could talk a bit before she took her Uber home, whatever. We're just about to enjoy a cup of coffee. And when I opened the door, the same friend as I'm taking in, she's lying on the ground, sleeping, on the floor of my living room, right past the doorway of the entrance of the apartment on my living room. She's lying there on the floor and with a black sack on top of her chest. And she was squirming, like, you know how when people squirm and they're having a nightmare but they can't wake up from it and it's awful, so you just see them squirming. So she was squirming on the floor, trapped by the weight of the black sack on top of her chest. Oh, I'm getting the chills. So I run and I grab the sack and I take the weight from her. And she's gone. Both both copies, the one I'm taking in and the one that was sleeping. Now it's just me with the sack. So I open it up and there's just bones inside now. And it's alive. Like, even though the bones are scattered from being like chopped in pieces, they're moving. Oh my god, and the skull was the worst. It deformed somehow in my dream to have like even bigger eye sockets than they should have and weird jaw shapes. And I woke up. Can you please focus? I'm worried. Focus on me, camera. Why aren't you focusing? Can you stop? Focus again, please. I'm worried. I'm so scared. Light is here. Why is my camera not focusing? It's getting worse. I hate this. I'm gonna turn on the lights. I'm so scared. That was too much. It's too real, okay? Anyway, thank you for listening to my spooky story from my weird nightmares that keep recurring of this girl that I killed and hit the body. Fun times! Anyway, tomorrow's story is gonna be real though. It's gonna be about how my neighbor just showing up at my door with a knife punched in her stomach. It's gonna be fun. It happened like a month ago. Not even, like 2 weeks ago. Happy Halloween season! Today's shout out is going to Shiokai, so you also show up very frequently, especially on my streams, my gaming streams, which are the ones with the least occurrence of viewers. Which means you're so fucking precious for picking yours truly instead all of these popular motherfuckers out there. I love you so much. Thank you for joining my streams, for making part of it. I love your comments on my chat. You're so funny. We laugh at gags all the time. Shiokaisu, you're fucking great. Thank you so much. Shout out goes to you during this video. I'm sorry it had to be in such a fucking spooky video. I don't even know if you're gonna reach the end of this episode. I hope. Maybe that wasn't even that scary. Maybe I'm just a pussy. I've heard that telling people nightmares and dreams in general is just boring for them. It's just interesting for the person telling them. But let me know. I love talking about dreams. I think they're so cool. See? She agrees. Oh yeah, in the last video I've said Let's Plays is not working out, but don't worry, I still want to talk about video games. Video games is my passion. There's still gonna be video game content here. Just gonna be different, okay? And I will finish Haunting Ground and Resident Evil 7 on stream if it is requested of me. If it sounds like it would be interesting for people, sure, I can finish those. And any other games you guys ask me to, just as long as they're like games. No visual novels. Let me pick visual novels on my own and play them on my pace. I still want to play all fucking Kingdom Hearts before 3 arrives, which is very close. As far as putting up episodes, 15-minute episodes and stuff, 30 minutes episodes, I don't think people are gonna watch that. Or even maybe I might just like do the streams, maybe fucking upload the 5-hour long shit and do a highlight reel for the bigger audiences, because it's more digestible and doesn't have all the boring shit, I guess. I still think that sometimes it would be easier if I had someone sitting next to me to go back and forth during gameplay. Maybe it's just too boring to hear just me venting off. Anyway, this is not a update video. This is a Halloween story video. Let me zip it and go. Bye. Dumbass. My cat just tried to sniff the candle. You're gonna burn your face. You crazy. And your fur. Don't put your face against the fire. Fuck. That's a horror story altogether. I don't want to experience see my cat catch on fire. My battery is gonna end if I don't speed this up. Which you all oh god, I just woke up. I need coffee. Coffee. Yeah.